To homeschool a kindergartner, what you need for your curriculum. It's not much. They're only sometimes 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 ages. You can do these things with. So I'm going to get started with the 3 most popular. Well, there's a couple, but the 3 that I have. Teaching your child how to read. So we have the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, which is a good book, but my children often get bored of this book very quickly. We barely make it usually to maybe lesson 32, in the 30s usually, and then they are kind of bored of the book. So I usually will then switch to reading lessons. Teach your child to read in 20 easy lessons, which they like this book too, but again they start getting bored. So it's a good book. I actually like this one better than the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. But again, for some reason, it just becomes boring to them. Right now, I'm currently working on Alpha Phonics with my son. He seems to enjoy this one. By looking at this one, it looks like the most boring. There are no pictures, there's nothing to circle, nothing to do. It's just black and white text, but it's just cut and dry. It is what it is, and he is able to just run through the words and sound them out and say the sentences. So I like this book too. I like all 3 of them. You do not need all 3 of them for homeschooling. The reason I have them is because I just graduated my first from homeschooling, and I have 2 more left, so I have those left over from them, and I just keep them and reuse them. So I try to homeschool as inexpensively as possible. My workbooks or notebooks or books, anything I buy is going to come in under $20, and most likely it probably came in under $10. And I really try to find a lot of stuff for free. So here we go. For kindergartner, the Get Ready for the Code series is excellent. You would do A, B, and C. He's currently, he's finished A and B, and he's currently working on C. So I can do a flip through all of these different curriculums, so you can see the pages and see if it would be a good fit for you. Now for math, this would be my most expensive book. This one and book 2. This is Number Stories, and it is a old public school curriculum, or public school math book, I should say, textbook. School District number 14, Adams City, Colorado. And I believe it is from 1946-1947 edition. I love these old vintage textbooks. They still talk about the creator. You don't find a lot of today's agenda in these books. The family, mother, father, brother, sister, children, grandparents, the family is still all intact. These books are really, really good. I have this book, which is a math book, and I have book 2, which is an older elementary math book. My son loves these books. So you've got the stories, and then you've got I guess it would be a quiz at the end, but he doesn't really think of them as a quiz or a test. So this book here covers, let me skip to the back here. It had a table of contents or index here. Let's see what it covers. Okay, so here we go. It's got numbers 1 through 6, 7 through 10, 11 through 20, counting by tens to 100, numbers from 21 to 100, big, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest, tall, taller, tallest, large, larger, largest, high, higher, many more, most, shorter, longer, top, bottom, ordinals, writing numbers, and money. That's really all you need for kindergarten, really. You do not need to get crazy in kindergarten. So he just loves this. He calls it his bear book. He wants to read the bear book. So this is a really great resource. You obviously don't need this book. You can get any other math book, but I think approaching math in more of a reading format, kind of like the Life of Freds do, is just a lot more fun for the child. Much more better than the drill and kill method of the public school workbooks or Christian workbooks as well, just math workbooks in general. Okay, this is the math notebook that I made for my son who's in kindergarten. I just had a couple of workbooks from the Dollar Tree and a couple of free books that I had found, and I cut it up and made a math book according to his needs. There's no need to spend a bunch of money on new curriculum. Math is math. It's always been math. It'll always be the same. There's no new curriculum out there that's going to teach your child any better. You know your child better than anyone else. You know what they know, you know what they need to know, and you know how they can learn it. So that's, you create your own. I leave half the notebook empty usually, so that once he's completed the first half, I can go through the second half and fill it in with, if there's anything he is struggling with or excelling at, we can continue to move on. Again, no math curriculums. We have a math reading book and I have a math notebook, and to learn is the key to the success of homeschooling. So this is a word family notebook. Once again, just a notebook. All these notebooks are less than $1. This is the app family, so I just trace it. I write it with a highlighter, and he is supposed to just trace it. He chose to trace it with a highlighter. So we just go through, and this is the IG family, and I just draw lines with a pen, and I write the words. Big, dig, fig, pig, rig, wig, jig, gig. And he then will just draw a picture in the box, and then over here I write the word with a highlighter, and he traces it with a pencil. And we have where he started to want to write them himself. So over here is the Axe family. Axe, wax, tax, sax, max, fax, lax, jacks. And he drew his own pictures. And over here, I wrote it in a highlighter, and he did not want to copy it. He wanted to try and write them on his own. So then on the next page, we did the same thing with the Am family. He sounds it out, he says the word, and then he draws the picture. Over here, he will trace the Am family. He doesn't want to trace it. He's wanting to try to write them on his own. So this time I put in lines to try and keep him on the line versus the day before. So this is how you can tailor your child's curriculum to their specific needs. And you will get everything, they will learn everything that they need to know if you do that. I have already graduated my first one, like I said, and this is what I'm choosing to do with the others, is tailor their curriculums to their needs. So here's your history and your science. The history for a child going into kindergarten. You're talking about a child that's 5, 6, 7 years old. They do not need to know the American history and how we got here and all of that kind of thing. That's not something that they need to know at this point in their life. Not to mention it's drill and kill, because history is history. It's never going to change. It's always the same. You need to teach that American history and world history when they are much older, when they can understand it. So you're not drilling and killing it every year of their life. So I choose for the early grades to focus on Bible history, because that's going to give them the history of who they are, where they came from, why they are here. That history is far more important than any other history. So we typically read a lot of Bible stories for our history, trying to put that in chronological order for them. We do a lot of Bible-related books. And then science. Science does not need to be some big fancy curriculum. All right, so this book my son loves, and we just read it. So it covers the seasons of the year, 4 seasons of the year. It covers solids, liquids, and gases. Let's see, we'll go through here. States of matter, the machines, levers, the earth, plants, nature, animals, insects, fish, bird watching station, and it's a rhyming book, so mammals. So he really enjoys the fact that it rhymes as we're reading it, which if he enjoys it, then I enjoy it. So we got animals, plants, earth, actual facts about frogs, birds, fish, ladybugs, earthquakes, and then the 4 seasons, all about that, and certain holidays that we celebrate. So that's a really good nature book, science book for kindergarten. Again, we're talking about 5-year-olds. We shouldn't be spending $300, $400, $500, $600 on curriculum. It's just silly. And then once you finish those books, you can go on to rent other books from the library for free, science related. I also do all of my own games with cardstock paper or construction paper. This is just the word families, and he's done it twice. I marked 2 times. I just cut out a square piece of construction paper. I cut out a square in the middle. I taped a piece on the back so it will hold this sliding thing. He loves this. So this is the add family. We've got mad, dad, had, sad. And I did that with the majority of all the families that I could find. So you just sit down and put your own work together, put your own games together. These are my own index cards that I made with construction paper. These are just the pre-kindergartner and kindergarten sight words. So this bag are the ones he's mastered, and the games we play with this are many, but Memory Match is one, and Go Fish is another one. We'll do other games too with these, but that's basically what we do here. So I try to make a lot of my own curriculum very cheaply. I didn't always do this. Like I said, again, with my first child, I made all the mistakes that many of you will make, and you will probably regret them. If I could do this again, which I guess I am doing it again, this is what I would choose to do. I would not buy an expensive box curriculum at all. So this is for kindergarten, and you probably can get all of this, I would say, brand new, which I don't think I bought. Oh, actually, these were the only things I bought brand new. I think they were less than $10 each, $7. So, I mean, brand new, you can get all of this for for probably under $50 or $60. So you can homeschool kindergarten or pre-K if this looks like a pre-K for you, but this is kindergarten for us, for less than $60. You do not need expensive curriculum. So if you have... The only other book that you will need as the parent is the 3 R's by Ruth Beechick. It's a very good homeschooling resource if you are new to homeschooling your kindergartner. This is the one and only book that you will need. It's very inexpensive. It is a small book. It does not take long to read, and it's for grades K through 3. And let's just look at the table of contents here. It's a very good resource for just gaining confidence that you need to homeschool your child. If you're lacking in any confidence or worry, it's a very good read, a very easy read, very practical, and it's a very gentle approach to homeschooling your children. Because for at least grades K through 3, the only 3 things that we do need to work on are reading, writing, and arithmetic. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.